It's Nerdydollgirl again here. So today's video is talking about how sometimes we evolve with our doll collections. So I can't speak for everybody, but I'm just going to talk to you guys about how my doll collection has evolved over the years. But before I start, I want to show you Evie, my beautiful Evie. She's looking really awesome in her soccer uniform top. I have the full uniform, but I didn't put it on. And her little beanie and everything. And I think she's just so cute. She's my little tomboy. And I wanted to show you guys this. It's really awesome. I'm really excited about it. Okay, so I found this at a secondhand store. It's actually a skateboard. I need to wash a little bit of the tag off still. But it's actually a skateboard in her and Ashia's size. So she can actually ride it. And it looks so cool as a prop. And it was normally $1.99. And it was on sale for 50% off. So I'm super excited that I was able to find this. And I just think it looks so cool. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Okay, so back to the point of the video. So I just wanted to give you a story of how my doll collection has changed and grown over the years. So I've always collected dolls ever since I was little. You can see some of them in the background, like my poor Raggedy Ann and her little ripped leg. I loved her so much. My child, Cabbage Patch Kid, I mean, I had so many dolls. And then, as I got older, I fell in love with antique dolls, and I really got into those as a kid. And I got my first real antique doll, which I thought was an antique, but later on, as I got older, I figured out she was a reproduction, which kind of sucked. But I still loved her. But it was at a doll show in my hometown, and that was the only doll show that ever came to my hometown, and never again. Just the once. So yeah, that was pretty exciting as a kid. And then as I got a little bit more older, my parents actually took me to a doll store, and I think it was in Niagara Falls, and they had a Madame Alexander ballerina, and she was so beautiful, and my parents got her for me for my birthday. So I kind of had those kind of dolls for a really long time, and I had quite a large collection of antique dolls and my Madame Alexander and just various dolls from my childhood. And then when I was about 20, I moved out, and I moved to a town a little bit far away from where I live now with my husband, and they actually had a doll store. So it was pretty awesome because I got to go there whenever I felt like. And when I was there, I found Tonner's Tyler Wentworth, and she was just amazing. She had been a doll that I had never seen anything like her. She was not a Barbie, but bigger and more fashionable, and I fell in love with her. And so I got really obsessed with Tonner dolls, and I bought, whenever I had a birthday or Christmas, that's what I would ask for. And then I ended up going to quite a number of Tonner conventions, which was amazing. I'm just going to show you guys one of my Tonner dolls while we're talking. So this is Duchess, and she's actually from one of the conventions, and it's not from a convention I got to go to. I didn't get to go to that one, and they had her as the welcoming doll, and I was so sad because she was just so beautiful, and I really wanted to get her, but she was selling for a lot of money secondhand. So I've just accepted the fact that it was not going to happen. And then one of my really dear, wonderful, wonderful friends, she actually sent her to me as a present. Now, I bawled my eyes out, and she will never leave my collection because she is so special. But it's just an example of some of Tanner's amazing work. But when I was at the convention, one of my first conventions I went to, I actually made friends with a lady, and she took me back to her house to show me her doll collection, and she had a Volks Magoo. I had never seen a doll like that before, and I was so in love with her. And the lady's like, I'm just gonna warn you, she's really expensive. You know, it's not like a Tanner doll. She's at least $600. And my heart stopped. But I was determined to get her. Especially since the lady said she probably won't be able to get her. Because I'm like, challenge. So I went home and I sold a bunch of stuff. Some of the dolls that I wasn't as attached to. And I did end up getting her. And so she was the first BJD that I ever had. And then I got a Lutz Lish, and I loved them, and they were wonderful dolls, but I was finding that I couldn't play with them. I couldn't pick them up and take them around and just have fun with them. So I did end up selling them. But I was really sad because I really loved the fact that I could change their eyes and their wigs and make them into completely different people by just doing that. So I was like, I really want to get into Tanner BJD. I mean, I really want to get into BJDs, but I didn't know where to find any that were the size I wanted and needed. And then at one of the last few conventions I went to, Tanner came out with his own version of BJDs. So I'm going to show you my first ever Tanner BJD. Now she has a new face up by Christy Stone. So she does not come like this. But when I held her in my hands at the Tanner convention and took her home and played with her and everything, she was just absolutely perfect. But I really wanted to have a different face, so I did get her face done. So here she is. And I called her Christy because Christy's one of my dear friends. But I just loved her, and I still love her. And as you can see, she's really poseable. You can change her eyes and wig and everything, just like any other BJD. And she's just the perfect size because she's just lightweight, and I can pose her, and she's very realistic looking. So I ended up getting about 6 of those, not the same one, but 6 Tanner BJDs. They were just perfect for me. And then I found out about mini fees. And this little girl was the one who just stole my heart. Mini Fee Chloe. And again, she has a face up that is not from the company. She is from my friend Maya. She did her face up. So then I got another, and you know I have another one, Nevea. So I got into the MSD size. And so like my collection started to evolve. Then I found Laddie yellows. I found Little Fees. I found Pookie Fees. And so I had a Little Fee for a little while. I had a Pookie Fee for a little while, and I had a Laddie for a little while. So like my collection started to go from like big to small, and then smaller, and then just everything started to change. My friend, she ended up having a a Dolphy Dream. So I was like, okay, I don't like 60 centimeter dolls. They're too heavy. And she's like, no, you need to try and hold this one and see what you think. And I'm like, I just loved her. She was just perfect. And so I got the SD bug again. And I got my beautiful Harley, who also has a face up by Maya. And then from there, I went to the Anime North, and they were doing a talk about Dolphy Dreams and smart dolls. And that is where I fell in love with smart dolls and why I now have my beautiful Evie and my handsome Ashia. But it's just kind of interesting how over time my collection has changed and grown. I have various dolls, as you can see, and you know, I have a Blythe. She's not a real Blythe, by the way. She's off Tabo. But she looks the same. Got the big Monster Highs. I have my Evangeline. So I've always loved like a wide variety of dolls, but I found that over time my collection has grown and changed. And certain things have stayed consistent, like my Tonner BJDs and some of my Tonner vinyls, but mostly I've gotten out of the Tonner vinyls. But some of the things have changed, like I no longer collect little dolls, just because at this point they're not where I am getting the most enjoyment. But it's funny because I remember saying, oh, I'm never going to have a little BJD because I don't really care about little, like, cutesy kids' clothes. I'd rather my big girls wear the cutesy clothes. But then I ended up getting all those little dolls. And I remember saying, oh, I'm not going to get a boy doll. Like, you can even go back on some of my videos, and we were talking, me, Tam C, and Tiffany from Uncensored Dolls, about, you know, if you could only have boy dolls or girl dolls, which would you choose? And I'm like, oh, you know, hands down girl dolls, like hands down. But then I got Bowie from Taobao and I fell in love with him, and I'm like, oh my gosh, now I want more boy dolls. So I did end up getting an MSD size boy, and it just wasn't the right one for me. And so then I found the smart doll EG, and he's like one of my favorite dolls now. So it's just, it's really cool and really interesting how this hobby works. You can say, this is what I collect. This is the only thing I collect, whatever. But it might change, and that's okay. And it might not change, and that's okay too. But I just think it's really cool how there's so many options out there, and there's so many different companies and dolls, and it's just a really exciting journey. So yeah, how have you guys found your collections changed? Do you have a specific type that you like to collect, or are you all over the place like me? Like maybe that's just me and I'm weird, but I like having an array of different kinds of dolls, and it's just really interesting how this collection has changed over the years. So thank you guys so much for watching my videos. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully it's not just me rambling away, which it's kind of a bit of that, but hopefully you enjoyed it. I have still not heard from Miss Bumper for my SD giveaway, so I am going to draw a new name. So I'm sorry, Miss Bumper, but I did give you 2 weeks to contact me. So my next video will be the new drawing, the same names as before, just not Miss Bumper, because I've given you all the time I can. I'm sorry, hun. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Okay? Have a good day. Bye.